Hello, you beautiful souls of love and light. I thought I'd go live because I was feeling inspired at the present moment. Just to say hello to all of you and to share some of the highlights of this past weekend. My God, was it ever amazing. Several times I had a queue. For those of you in Canada or America who don't understand what that is, it means a line. We call it the queue here. So I did so many sessions, a few sound healing sessions, once with my harp and once with singing bowls. But the sound healing session that I really did was on stage, and that was nerve-wracking, as I had posted, but not so much. I really felt source flowing through me and was more in a calm state, and I wasn't nearly as nervous as the first time. And what came through to me, first of all, I am so grateful to Ro for dragging me up on stage. At first, I was a little reluctant because thought I was going to be nervous, but I wasn't. And it turned out that, I got in the flow. I felt source guiding my hands, felt my twin soul with me as well. And as if he was guiding my hands in a way too. But it kind of gave me this renewed sense of confidence that, if you remember, I kind of did a post about this, saying that for me it was the opposite. I have no problem. I think it was in my last video maybe. I have no problem being out there, singing in Lemurian and, speaking in Lemurian and, speaking on stage. But, when I've got her in front of me, I just felt nervous, and that's kind of gone by the wayside now, because I'm always tuned into source. And I mean, just so many beautiful things that happened this weekend. I came to bring home a beautiful goddess who I remember from Lemuria and from Avalon. In my time as being Lady Guinevere, she was also a priestess of Avalon, and also very much a dear friend and a connection. And so I'm going to be mentoring her. I came into another woman who's struggling with her twin soul, and it's because of what I've been through in the last 10 years that has helped her, and I'm going to be doing sessions with her. I had the bloke that I spoke about when I wrote in my channel, who came all the way to let me know that, the session that I gave him last year, this time, it's all coming into fruition. He has come into his twin soul. He's moving country to another country to be with her. It just so many miracles, and things that happened, and I just feel so blessed, and I really appreciate this gift from Source and the ability to play. And today I was feeling inspired because what's flowing through me, I had two beautiful gentle melodies come through, and I'll record them and share them with you soon. But what was really funny is I came into this bloke, bless his heart, we're connected now on Facebook, but he was doing a talk there at the festival, and it was about being connected to source. And he came by and he felt that he had to do this kinesiology testing to test if I was, connected to source. And we had a beautiful conversation, and he's a lovely gentleman. But there's so many different factors. Basic kinesiology is wonderful. However, it is not always an indicator depending upon where your soul is. He did this testing where he kind of pushed on me to see if I would wobble, and pushed me back, and see if I would wobble, or push me from behind and see if I would wobble. And I did wobble a bit, and to him, in his eyes, he thought, oh, well, she's not connected to source. Well, he doesn't understand there's so many factors, for me. And as a wee lass, in church, I would zone out the priest, and, I would use my wobble. And this is something I teach in my course. I would use my wobble where I would sway back and forth as being my own pendulum, or moving other side to side, or kind of round, And so, that's not an indicator for me. And he thought that, oh, all he had to do was this and this to show whether I was connected to source or not connected to source. This was connected to source, and then this wasn't connected to source. So it's kind of like these weird things. And then he had this kinesiology thing where he had me put my hands out, and he tried to force against them. And he's like, yeah, resist me. you know, and if I didn't resist him enough, you know, that meant I was weak in that chakra, or I was weak in connection to source. What he didn't seem to realize, and I shared with him after the fact, was, you know, I carried my harp, and it's about a half-mile walk, or a kilometer, but you know, I had to carry it, and she's heavy, and I carried me crystal bowl and, you know, me crystals and everything else, which are all heavy, and there and back. I had given so many sessions on the Saturday already, and this was late Saturday, Sunday afternoon when he had done this. So physically I was tired, besides which he doesn't even know that, you know, from a soul perspective, 2.5 years ago, I died. You know, so I had to learn to walk again. I still have weak muscles in certain areas. So for him to do that is not necessarily an indication of whether I'm connected to source. You know you're connected into source, and you know through your breath, you know through your connection. You just have this inner knowing. Kinesiology is, you know, one tool, and it's wonderful, but it's not always an indicator. And because there's other physical factors for people, and there's also other soul factors for people. And from a soul essence, you may have a soul agreement, you know, for kinesiology not to work with you in this life, you know, and there's so many factors from the soul perspective that, you know, makes certain things work with some people and certain things not. But, you know, it was just wonderful to reconnect with him, because I mentored him before in another life. He mentored me before in another life as well. And so it was wonderful to come back in and to say hello again, you know, and to connect and be in that presence of love. And, you know, he does similar work to what I do, although he uses a different modality. And so we're able to connect, you know, and he's looking for other beings to help, you know, be this love on the planet. And I'm like, well, I'm already being and doing that. So it was wonderful, you know, to reconnect with him again. But it's, I just wanted to share with you, you know, it was just such an amazing weekend, the lives that I touch, and I feel so grateful, you know, so appreciative to Source for the gifts that I have. And these two songs, one of them is, it's called The Melody of the Heart, or the Harp, and the Softness of the Soul. And then the other one is Tenderness. And it just kind of flooded through me. And I'm so grateful, appreciative to Ro for, you know, bringing me up on stage, to know that, you know, although I may never play the harp like some of these beings who are, you know, professional harpists and whatnot, I play it meditatively, and it's meditative music, and it's not about technique, you know, and it's not about performing, you know. And it was just really beautiful to see so many embrace that on the weekend when I was up there, and also singing in Lemurian light language. And I actually ended up, some of you may have seen my post, I watched a BBC documentary on the harp, and this copy that I had found on YouTube actually only had part of it, and it only had, some of it was actually audio, and there was just pictures being shown, because it wasn't the proper one. So I've since found the correct one, and one of the gentlemen who was actually in that BBC documentary lives here locally in the village, and he came and played the harp on Sunday, and I'll never play like him, you know, in that sense, but I'm glad I don't. And he was very confirming of that to me, and I appreciated speaking with him. You know, he's quite famous and well known, you know, because of this BBC documentary and because of what he does with historical harps and whatnot. And he played this gorgeous metal string harp, and it was just absolutely beautiful. But, you know, he was playing so fast, you know, and there was no breath in between. So it's like when I play, you know, it's like there's a silence in between the notes. It's very meditative, and it helps you to be brought into that connection with source. And it's, you know, not playing nearly as fast as he was, or some other harpists do, you know, really fast and whatnot. And he said to me, he said, you know, it's okay that you play different. This is coming from a professional who has been doing this for, I don't know, probably 30, 40 years or something ridiculous like that, and was on this BBC documentary and whatnot. And he said to me, he said, you know what, it's okay the way you play. everybody plays differently. And he said, you know, it's also okay that you play differently in the sense of slowly, meditatively, not the way like I've just played. Because I was like, you know, I'm not in the same league as you. And he said, actually, yes, you are. And you know, I really appreciated Bill's input. And he made me feel, see, I'm tearing up. He made me feel, you know, blessed. I already feel that inside in my connection with Source, but it's so wonderful to know that what I feel with Ian is actually being shown, you know, to me without or in the outer realm. You know, that it's okay the way I play, and everybody loves it and loved it and loves it and thinks that it's beautiful. And to hear that from a professional harpist who, you know, is world renowned, that really touched my heart, my harp. You know, and it just really, it gave me that renewed sense of flow. Not that I didn't already have it, as you know, but it was just so beautiful, and I'm blessed to connect with him. And funnily enough, Phil had mentioned him to me a year ago, and I saw their harps online, and I couldn't dream to ever afford something like that because they're, I think, like £2,000, £3,000, £4,000, £5,000, £6,000 or whatever. But I don't have that kind of money. But you know, I'm blessed that I have the gifts that I do have, you know, here. But it was quite amazing because tears welled up in my eyes, and I was just like, you know, a year ago, I was like, oh God, I wish I, you know, had a harp, or could, you know, even at that point I was thinking, oh, maybe I should do lessons because it's been so many years since I've played and whatnot. But, you know, it took a year, but I came into contact with him, and it was just by synchronicity that, you know, it happened, and it was just so, so beautiful. And I feel so blessed in that realm. And so I thought I would play just a little bit of tenderness for you here as I close out in a meditative way, if you don't mind, and just to tell you how much I love you and appreciate you, my Facebook family, my family all over the world, YouTube, social media across the globe. You're so appreciated by me. I do love you and appreciate you. So it's just a little gift from my heart and harp to yours, and to say how much I love and appreciate you. Namo Gaya Sha, Namo Gaya Shani. I love you also, and I look forward to bringing you more Heart of the Harp. And if you're interested in sessions with me, please look on my Facebook page for information. Also, diamondlady.net and SoulSong, Satsong, and the Heart.net. As I've been doing the SoulSong for many years now. Oh gosh, at least professionally with the website, now the SoulSong website, I think I've had up there for about 10, 15 years, and been doing it for about 20, 25 years total in terms of that part of it professionally. But I've been doing the sessions and the SoulSong and what have you since I was a wee lass of 6. So just under the official name SoulSong, and probably the last 20 years. But I love all of you, and thank you for being a part of my heart, my harp, and my life. You're all amazing. Espada.